I have a BMW 850 Ci, and when I purchased this car I had this issue with this car surging, and it's really something that has been a problem. If you put your foot on the brake and you go into gear and you're at an idle, you're stopped at a stoplight, this surging has become so a pain, almost to the point where it stalls on you. It would even out and then start to surge again. And I've been trying to find out what this problem is. A lot of people start to talk about head gasket issues and vacuum lines, and this is what I found. As you can hear, the car is surging like it would do. You just would remove this cover here, which would show you the fuel lines and also the fuel pressure regulator valve. As you can see right here, I was checking the actual vacuum valves, and when you remove this vacuum valve from the fuel pressure, you'll start to see what's happening is fuel will start to leak out of here. As you can see the fuel leaking out of there, it obviously goes to the intake and causes your surge. As you notice, me just blocking this off now, suddenly the engine is starting to idle absolutely normal, like it should be. It's all because of this one stupid little vacuum pressure, the actual fuel pressure valve is what caused the problem with the vacuum going into the intake. As you can hear, the engine's idling absolutely perfect, how it should be. As soon as you put this line back on again, you'll start to hear the surging, which is obviously very predictable. Fuel one's getting to the intake. And I'll show you what I do when I replace it. As you can see, I have a nice even idle, and you can see the replacement fuel pressure, and everything is running great. And now I'm going to replace the other one, but I'm going to show you some details that you might want to look at when you take these off, these fuel pressure regulator valves. Okay, as you can see, I'm working on the second one now. This didn't have an issue, but you can buy them in pairs for cheap money, so obviously we'll replace this. As you take this line off, you can see that the rubber is deteriorated, and you can purchase new rubber from Napa. You can get 2 feet of this for $1 to resolve that issue, obviously replacing the rubber. This particular rubber goes underneath the manifold and is going to be very tricky to get off. It goes underneath the throttle body here, and you can get to this one easy, but this one here goes underneath. I might have to take this off. We'll find out if I can get it on. When you do take this apart, you need to clean this out. When I took this one out, there was dirt around the edges and everywhere, and it wasn't very good. So obviously when I pulled it out, the concern that dirt went in, I was concerned about dirt getting into the fuel line, which would get to the injectors and be a real problem. So this time I washed this off and got an air gun and sprayed it all down to get that out of this, so that wouldn't happen. Hopefully there's no dirt underneath here. As I take the circlip out, I'm going to remove the circlip. This was done by somebody else and not very well. It's been mishandled. You can see this circlip's not even in correctly, and the pressure is not retained properly. This actual pressure regulator fuel wasn't. It needs to be repaired as well. And the best way I found to take this off is put this behind on top of that, put a screwdriver underneath, and you can just hold this tight and then just lift it up. And there she is. She's out. Now the concern is there's dirt all inside here, which has to be cleaned. Yeah. And obviously you don't want it getting into the fuel rod rail. I think it seems to be okay since I washed it out compared to the last one, and hopefully it shouldn't be a problem.